boy. All right. Arkansas had to put on their big boy pants tonight, find a way to grind it out in overtime to avoid the loss to the Texas Longhorns tonight. What a game. I am going to say proud of them. Shorthanded. They're already down a potential lottery pick in Boogie Fland, and then they're without another potential first-round draft pick in Thero. I said potential. I don't know. The NBA mock draft stuff, if you're looking at it, it's all over the place. He's typically in, like, the second round, but that could climb. Who knows? We'll have to see how the rest of the season plays out, and, of course, then the potential part is also there for Thero. But no doubt not having Thero was huge. Big Z playing with a hurt back. This team is just banged up. The minutes are – I'm telling you, we talked about this so often, that these minutes are racking up on you as the season continues on. And these guys, the wear and tear is legit. I'm going to tell you, like, just getting to the tournament is a big deal for this team. I don't know what they do beyond that. Just getting there, it's going to depend on the matchup. You guys know if you want to be a double-digit seed, you're going to want to be that 11 seed. But they got to win these games that are in front of them first. And that started with, well, I mean, it started before tonight. But tonight was big. I mean, tonight could have had an impact, right? Both these teams fighting for that bubble, are fighting to be on the right side of the bubble. Very similar net ranking. I'm not sure the net ranking moves. It might flip the two. I'm assuming it will. I don't know. I'm going to say Arkansas had a shot here in this game in the second half to really put their foot on the throat of Texas, and they failed to do so. Before they were getting – before the minutes were racking up as the game was moving on, it doesn't help that you're short, right? That you're down another guy, as we already talked about. You got a 7-man rotation, but I'm talking like in the second half early on, like Arkansas had an opportunity and they failed to do it with silly turnovers, silly shot selection. I mean, at one point in this game, they were like 0 for 6 shooting. They went on like a 2.5, 3-minute drought of a scoring drought. They did enough to allow Texas to hang around. And, yeah, it helps that Texas has arguably the best scorer in the SEC. And this guy, I mean, what a game. That doesn't help. Number 20 was on fire in the second half. He's been a second-half guy all year. Was not thrilled with the defensive effort in the second half, especially as the game went on. It just got too easy. But, again, that plays into – not having Thero was such a big deal. I'm going to tell you right now, I think with the due Thero, there is no overtime. I think Arkansas wins this game in regulation. The prediction in Discord was, does Arkansas score 75 or more points? We know that in regulation they failed to do that. However, they got enough points in overtime. So anyone who said, yes, you're going to get the XP, hopefully Austin's handing that out as I'm live. If not, someone tag him in Discord and tell him Ty told you to start handing out that XP. Yeah, Thero, not having Thero was big, and Texas knew it. They were able to kind of pick at the scab a little bit, and Arkansas just didn't have anything for it. Listen. It's not as if Trey Johnson didn't light you up last time either. I mean, he had, 24, 25 points in their first matchup. The problem with Texas, they really are a one-trick pony. I mean, they really are. Trey Johnson, if he's off, which is not often, if he's off, they're probably going to lose. I know they've got some other guys that are capable, right? Kaluma can absolutely be a problem. He kills it on the boards. He had a double-double tonight. Kaluma can be an issue. They've been able to pull a couple of guys off the bench and get some productive minutes out of, but really this team is all about one guy. I wouldn't even like Texas. I'm not even sure how I feel about Texas getting into the tournament, especially with the way they've played lately. Remember, they were also South Carolina's first victim. But again, tonight is avoided. I don't care. Call me biased. I really don't care. They don't go into overtime if Adu Thero's in this game. He has a huge impact in games like this. So, but hey, you got to give Texas a lot of credit. Trey Johnson was incredible. I mean, absolutely incredible tonight. He's a fantastic player. You know, they better hope he's healthy all through the rest of the season. They strike me as a one and done, but again, as we like to say here, matchups absolutely do matter. Hey, shout out to Direct Service Overhead, the Garage Door Company. Same-day services, quality parts, affordable outcomes, better than best results. You guys are tagging me. Am I having problems? Can you guys hear me? My microphone, I'm getting tagged. When I get a bunch of tags in Discord, it means something's up. Same-day services, quality parts, affordable outcomes, better than best results. Oh, I see. I'm getting DMs. What's this about? Hundreds of 5-star reviews. Yeah, they do it all. 24/7, 365 days a year. They offer emergency service. Give them a call today at 501-244-3667. Again, that's Direct Service Overhead, the Garage Door Company. Also, shout out to BroThrow. It's the only problem with these Wednesday night games. I can't really pull up any good Thursday night games for you to go gamble on. But best in peer-to-peer sports gambling, that's BroThrow. Use promo code all caps Tusk. That's TUSK, all caps. Get in on some peer-to-peer sports betting. And they are coast to coast, border to border, but they're based out of right here in Northwest Arkansas. We support local businesses. So shout out to BroThrow and Direct Service Overhead, the Garage Door Company, the two sponsors. Links are provided for you down below. And, of course, Patreon supporters. I appreciate you guys as well. Yeah, I wasn't thrilled with the defensive effort in the second half, but I get it. Like, you know, you are what you are. When you've got 7 guys, 7 available players, you kind of had to feel like this was probably going to come down to a few points. That spread was pretty accurate. I think it was 3.5? I think it was in favor of Arkansas. It ended up being pretty damn close. And, not a surprise. In fact, I picked that Arkansas would not score 75 because I figured this would just be kind of a sloppy, kind of up and down the floor. Texas is desperate. Arkansas's not as desperate, but they are desperate. I mean, these teams are identical, right? This was a big, big game for both teams. And Arkansas found a way. What matters the most is that Arkansas grinded out a win when that was one of our biggest complaints about this team, right? I mean, you know, yeah, they've had some close wins this year, but they've also had a bunch of close losses, you know, going all the way back to the beginning of SEC play. They struggled to grind out these kind of games, and that's exactly what they did tonight. They grinded it out, not having one of their best scorers on the floor tonight. And they found a way. You know, how about the 3-point shooting? They were 4 for 4 to start this game off outside. In conference play, that's not happened this year. That has not happened yet this year. To go 4 for 4 outside, and that kind of set the tone to some degree for the first, at least, you know, their first 6 or 8 minutes or so. That set the tone. Like, Arkansas was shooting 60% on their first 10 shots. They were 6 of their first 10. I mean, it was really like, it looked like Arkansas was going to go the hell off on Texas. Like, it looked like, oh boy, they're red hot. But we've seen this so many times. This team is just not really good at keeping these leads and expanding on them. And then when they do, they then give up a 8-0, 10-0, 12-0 run to the opponent, or they let someone get hot and all of a sudden they've got a problem on their hands. That is, again, I still have criticisms with Arkansas despite this, you know, turnaround they've had since February 1st. In large part thanks to, of course, Big Z. I loved how they talked about that. Like, Big Z, it's like the calendar flipped, so did he. That is correct. Big Z's been a big part of why Arkansas has had this turnaround. But as, you know, DJ Wagner playing the point, Billy Richmond's effort, Nelly Davis is wildly inconsistent as he is as a three-point shooter. He's still finding ways to get points, whether it's at the free throw line. He is wishy-washy when it comes to finishing at the rim. Arkansas tonight, and I'm very curious, I haven't looked. I wonder what they did on layups because I feel like they missed out on so many points around the rim and finishing off those layups. Man, I don't know. Again, there's reasons why it's like, yes, get to the tournament, let's see what happens. But they have so many deficiencies, and at times their defense, rarely do they get cooked. They're not going to play another guy like they played tonight, okay? They're not going to play, you know, Broom's a great player for Auburn. Of course, they're not playing Auburn again either unless they play him in the SEC tournament. They're not going to play another guy like this. Knocking down those wing contested threes, the corner pocket threes contested, scoring 39 points, as active as he was on the offensive end of the floor. They're not going to see that again. But Arkansas does have a tendency to just, like sometimes the bottom just kind of falls out defensively and teams kind of figure them out a little bit. And it costs Arkansas. And when they can't score, when they struggle to have meaningful, good, long offensive possessions that result in points or get to the free throw line or whatever, if they're unable to do that and they have 2 or 3 empty offensive possessions, well, all of a sudden their defense tends to also start to come down a little bit. The rebounding tonight, like Arkansas just seemed like they were getting boxed out constantly, in Texas, you shouldn't struggle that much against Texas lately around the rim against these guys. A lot of good and a lot of bad, or no, I shouldn't say a lot of bad. A lot of good and some things that definitely, I know Cal he's probably at this point like, we are who we are, but we definitely need to have a BroThrow back, and we don't know when he's coming back. Very first offensive possession for Arkansas tonight, Wagner turns it over, and what is it? It's a wide open three. It's a wide open three. Wagner had 2 turnovers within their first 3 offensive possessions. Cal benched him shortly after. Brazil knocks down a couple of threes early. Nelly would hit the 3rd. Knox would hit the 4th. Arkansas going 4 for 4 outside. That's fantastic. Arkansas shot 60% of their first 10 shots. I've always stuck to this idea with Arkansas this year. You feel like if they can get started quickly, and whatever happens throughout the rest of the first half happens. Because they've been such a good defensive team, and they've made such great adjustments in the second half, where like they figure it out in the second half. So those first 10 shots for Arkansas are always, I feel like they're always pivotal. And it may not be the first 10, really, it's probably like the first 12 or 14 shots, but they went hot, and then they go later on in the first half, they go 0 for 6. They're just such a hot and cold offensive team. They're not a great offensive team. They're just not. And so without a BroThrow out there, without Boogie Fland out there, who you've been without for a while now, it's gonna hit you. And yet somehow Arkansas's turned things around, not having Fland. They've turned things around on both ends of the floor. And then tonight, without a do and without Boogie, they still found a way to grind it out against a really solid Texas team. Okay, I'm still getting tagged. What's going on? Are we having problems? Okay, I'm getting tagged left and right in DMs. I'm like, are we having problems? Chat seems to be fine. First half stats. And again, the first half was pivotal. You wanna be able to, do what you need to do. They did score 42. They had a nice, comfortable, pretty comfortable lead, double-digit lead on Texas, but they just could not, in the second half, step on the throat and expand on that lead. And I said this in Discord. Someone replied, well, they don't have the depth. Okay, yeah, no shit. That's exactly why. They need to step on the throat. Now, better offensive possessions that don't result in just quick, oh, look, I'm open. I'm going to take the shot now. We saw too much of that in the second half, and they resulted in a scoring drought. There was no workaround. There was no movement. There was no set play. There was nothing. They just, I'm open. I guess I'm going to shoot. And then they go on this drought, and they allow Texas to come right back into this game. At that moment, it didn't matter what the depth was. What mattered was your action and your execution on the floor, and they just weren't doing it. And then on defense, they were cooling off big time. So yeah, they needed to, and that was my point in Discord. You need to if you're going to get hot, stay hot, but let's just not settle for every single open look. And that's what Arkansas did. And that's what cost them. That's what allowed Texas to start coming in the turnovers too. And, I will say this too, in the second half, that was some of the most garbage ass officiating I've seen. That second half officiating was night and day, I think, compared to the first half. I think Arkansas took, 4 shots at the free throw line, maybe 6? I mean, they were bodying people. They were just letting these guys play, and it's probably true for Arkansas as well. I thought there were maybe a couple of fouls where I thought, that was pretty soft, on Arkansas. But Texas was way more brutish on defense, and the refs were allowing these guys to do that, and it just was not a good situation. Your defense is kind of on its heels. You're down to the 7-man rotation. The wear and tear is going to pick up on you as the game goes on, and The officials are letting Texas body Arkansas. Any Razorback that had the ball in his hands, I saw a couple of moving screens that should have been called. We know they don't. It is what it is. I get it. This was just not a good. This was a perfect storm for Texas to get a win on the road, and they damn near did. But again, going back to the first half, Brazil. I don't care what anybody says. If we were handing out the gold chain simply based on first half execution and product or performance on the floor, I mean, this cat had 6 boards, 5 defensive, 1 offensive, 0 turnovers and 10 points. He also knocked down the first 2 threes. He was 2 of 3 outside in the first half alone. Yeah, no, he would have gotten the gold chain 100% in the first half. Now, we're going to explore the second half. I have not looked at the stats since. I only know what I saw, and then we're going to combine the two. But Brazil was fantastic in the first half. He had some moments, in the second half. He also had he had that in overtime. He just lets a guy blow by him and just kind of stands there and lets him score, and he had 3 fouls. So I don't know what he was doing on that particular possession. Someone pointed out that, well, maybe he didn't want the and one. Okay, maybe, but like Brazil was in position where he could have absolutely made a play on the ball and not being called for a foul because the officials, to some degree, were letting them get pretty physical down in the paint. We also saw them call a foul initially on Brazil, which I think got turned around to on Adu. So, yeah, I was very impressed with Brazil's play in the first half. I mean, again, he 6 boards, 10 points, no turnovers. He was 0 for 1 at the line. Again, 2 of 3 outside. Brazil was fantastic in the first half. Arkansas in the first half shot 46%, but more importantly, they shot 7 of 12 outside. They don't do that often, and they shot 58%. They were 11 of 14 at the free throw line. This is why you're kind of thinking, oh, well, okay, Arkansas's been a great second half team all year. They should be able to just, hopefully they could pile it on even without a Duthero. And again, like, you just got to give it up to Texas. That they've got arguably one of the best scorers in college basketball who took the game over in the second half. There's only so much you can do about that. But I still think, they tried to crash down on him when he was trying to drive or whatever, but he was just scoring from everywhere on the floor. Very impressive. And to be fair, in the first half, it's not like he was lighting the world on fire. He had no boards. He did have 3 assists. He had 1 turnover, 10 points. It was that second half performance, which has been the case for him all year, where he is just a dominant player in the second half, and that's exactly what happened. Trey Johnson was just automatic. I don't know what he shot in the second half, but if you told me he shot 90%, I think I'd believe it. Like, everything was dropping for that guy. It was incredible. And they struggled. That one, they ran that same play, 5 possessions in a row, and Arkansas just didn't have an answer for it until overtime. Appreciate everyone for being here. Make sure you like, share, subscribe, check out Patreon, come be a member. March is almost here, and we're going to be talking a lot about Razorback football camp in Patreon. Can't wait to be doing it, and here too as well. But Be Christ-like says, rumor has it that right now was Jackie Moon's last college game. Okay. What's up? How you doing, C-Love? What's up, man? Hope you're doing well. Then Brazil went back to being Brazil, says Little Joker. Yeah, second half was not as productive for Brazil. And I'm in a group chat with Tim and Travis, the guys that come, the former SEC. We had the show we were doing for a little while. Now we're doing it on Monday nights here on the channel. Be there. Monday nights, we go live, and hopefully they're back this Monday, and we could talk about this game. Well, we'll have a couple of games to talk about. But I told them in a group chat, don't be surprised, Brazil's probably going to vanish in the second half. And he did for the most part. He ended up with 2 more rebounds and 2 more points, and that was it. Not to say that he didn't have an impact on the game, just from, maybe a little bit better defensive play outside of that head scratcher in OT, the defensive play where he just let someone score. That could have been an and one situation where he didn't want to get in trouble, but he was in position. He could have made a more aggressive play on defense. All right, so Texas ends up shooting 42%, 30 of 71, 9 of 26 outside. And then they were unbelievable at the free throw line. 12 of 13 at the line. Now again, it's not like it's not like my wife's buying things on Amazon and telling me all about it. Yay! All right, yeah, more Amazon buying. What the hell was I saying? What was I saying? I just saw her text. It said something about Amazon. I was like, oh no. Oh, yeah, the free throw streak. Texas was 12 and 13 at the line. Look, the officiating they didn't make it all about them. I mean, to be fair, Arkansas took 31 shots at the line. They were able to get to the free throw line. Some of those were gimmies in overtime, but I mean, they were able to get to the line, and that's something Arkansas is doing better. They are doing that better. The thing that again it just rubs me the wrong way. It's getting out rebounded as often as they do. And once again, I mean, you're out rebounded on the offensive boards +4. Texas ends up with 10 offensive boards to your 6. Too many second chance opportunities. Now, 10 offensive boards is not like, oh my God, it's not like a holy God above, what are we doing? It's not like a big number, but it's still too many. Arkansas is just giving up way too many second chance opportunities. And they've got to, I mean, that's just something, I guess Arkansas is just who they are. But man, this is one of those critiques of this team that prevents me from saying they're gonna move on in overtime, or in tournament play. Like they're just, it's like Arkansas is just good enough to get to the tournament. Beyond that, I don't know what they're gonna do. They have great talent, but this short rotation, and now we don't know what's going on with one of your better players. We don't have a timetable for Thero. Oh my God, if you don't have Thero, guys, I don't know if you don't have Thero from here on out. I don't know that I would pick Arkansas to win another game. I'm being completely honest with you. Like maybe Mississippi State, but in my opinion, I think, Arkansas up and down this roster, they're better than everyone that's left on this schedule. But now you're talking about a 7-man rotation. So I'm hoping that tonight was just a one-night thing. They're just giving him an opportunity to get better. I think, did I hear them right? They said he was in California getting another x-ray or something? Like I hope I didn't hear that right. I hope that was about like maybe Boogie Flan's got a trip to California. I know he was there tonight. I swear I heard them say that, and I'm like, I didn't know that. I haven't listened to Coach talk, or one of the assistants talk. I haven't been on any of those calls. I haven't watched any of them. I've been kind of preoccupied lately, but I typically watch them, but lately I'm only catching a little bit here and there. We know that Cal didn't even mention him not playing tonight until Monday night. I think I was live here, and I think Cal was doing his radio show at the same time or maybe a little after that, and that's when he talked about Adu Thero not being available on tonight. So we don't have a timetable on his return. Maybe it's just precaution. I'm assuming that's what all this is. Without Thero, I mean, that could be the difference between Arkansas getting in the tournament and not making the tournament. I'm just going to put it out there like that because tonight shouldn't have happened. Like, it shouldn't have happened. Texas is good. They're okay, but have you watched them play lately? They're not a very good team. They're giving up a lot of points. Defensively, they're worse. Like, they've really narrowed it down to, like, Trey Johnson and nothing else. Like, this really should have been a game, again, with one of your two guys back, that you and I say that like Boogie's not going to be back, but you know what I mean? Like, having another available body, and especially someone like Adu Thero, this doesn't go to overtime. So I don't know, man. That makes me worried. I'm not going to lie to you. That makes me worried. I still think they win one more, but now we might have a different conversation about who that is. If you lose these next two on the road, what does that do? How does that impact your favorability by the selection committee? How does that look for the net? And I know Vanderbilt's going to be a quad 1. South Carolina, I'm still not entirely sure what's up with that. I'm hearing it's still a high quad 1 game, I guess. I don't know how that's possible. They're awful. Their net rankings in the 90s. And that's a quad 1. I don't know that I heard Lenardi. I still don't believe what I hear, so I don't know. But yeah, if you lose out, you're not going to the tournament. I don't think you're in. I think you get knocked out. And then at that point, we're talking about what the SEC tournament does. But here's what I think could happen, though. We did see, without a BroThrow, they did grind this game out. That gives you hope, right? You feel a little bit better about what happened tonight because they did grind this thing out. And the Bigs did play pretty good. I mean, I'm not going to sit here and tell you that Jonas Adu was incredible. But he did have like one of his best combo nights. He had 4 boards, 1 offensive rebound, and 8 points. He had a block shot tonight. I thought Brazil was fantastic. A steal, 2 assists, 8 boards, 12 points. Big Z had 18 points. He even had 7 rebounds tonight. He did turn over a little much, 3 turnovers, but that's what he does. He doesn't have the best handles in the world. And that's why I'm kind of struggling with who gets this gold chain. And we need to do that, don't we? You guys have voted. Where are you guys at? Oh, 38% of you say Brazil. Okay, a little surprised by that. I know there's a very strong anti-Brazil sentiment amongst fans because he's not played to his potential this year, but 38% of you got Brazil. Okay. Big Z at 23 and Nelly at 23. Wagner at 17%. Yeah, Wagner tonight. Well, let's just go over Arkansas's numbers. Since we already went over Texas. Texas had a pretty decent assist-to-turnover ratio tonight. I don't know if you guys caught that. 17 assists to 10 turnovers. That's really nice. They also had 4 steals, 2 blocks. Lot of, not a ton of production from their bench, but it must be nice to go 9 deep, though, huh? They went with a 9-man rotation. Pryor, Kent, Onyema, I can't pronounce that dude's name. Onyema. I don't know. He didn't do shit. 2 points. And then Julian Larry had not much. He didn't do anything tonight. 2 rebounds and a turnover. So, again, 42% from the floor for them, almost 35% outside. Trey Johnson shot freaking 70%. Shot 70%. 7 of 10 outside. Are you kidding me? What the hell? I mean, this dude, 14 of 28, 39 points. My God. Golly, I hope they don't have to play Texas again in the tournament. Unless they got to do BroThrow, then I'm all right with it. I think they'll be fine. Good Lord, he lit them up. A freshman doing that to you on your home floor. Come on now. But again, you don't shoot that well without him shooting 70% outside. Arkansas shoots 47%. Remember, in the first half, what was it, 51% shooting? 51% shooting overall from the floor. They end up 27 of 58, 9 of 17 outside. That's damn good. Even though like 3 of them were kind of like, what are you doing, shots, but 9 of 17, you're in love with that, man. If you're Arkansas, knocking down 9 threes, like we're celebrating typically if they get 7. So they were 2 above that. They ended up with 9 threes off 17 attempts. They were so. They started off hot at the line. I think they were like 8 of their first 9 at the line or something, or 9 of their first 10. They end up going 23 of 31, 74%. They got a little bit of production, God bless their bench. Billy Richmond, 6 points. 3 assists, 3 boards, and again, Jonas Adu with those 8 points, 4 boards. Zvonimir, 3 of 6 outside, 50%, dude. I mean, he just comes through. And the thing is it felt like every time we knocked down a 3, every time the Razorbacks hit one of their 9 threes, Texas was able to do something big on the other end of the floor, either knock down a 3 or, whatever, find a way to get points. That really bothered me tonight. But, again, that just goes to – I thought their defensive effort tonight just wasn't the greatest. But that has to do with that lack of an 8th and 9th guy. But again, Zvonimir, 5 of 8 at the line, 5 of 11 shooting. Again, I have no problem with that. The 3 turnovers I don't like. When you start getting north of 2 turnovers, then you're kind of making my shit list. But not bad for him tonight. 18 points, just 3 turnovers. He also had, like we mentioned, the 7 boards, 2 assists, 1 steal, 1 block. And just 3 fouls. Carter Knox tonight, 12 points. Wasn't as automatic, but, he still shot 50%. He was 50% from the floor, 3 of 6, 50%, 3-point. He's like a surgeon. Like, he rarely takes iffy shots. He took 1 tonight. There was only 1 where I was like, what the hell, what was that? What are you doing? Like, other than that, he was fantastic. I love this kid's shot selection. To think he's just a freshman. Yes, get Knox back. Him and Billy Richmond for sure need to come back. Trevon Brazile, we already talked about him. The production in the first half was big. 8 boards, 2 assists. I love the minutes he gets, and he had the ball in his hands quite a bit tonight. Only 1 turnover with 12 points. He's just 2 rebounds away from having a double-double, which would have been the first of the season for Trevon Brazile. Fantastic game for him. Okay. John L. Davis, 14 points, 4 boards, 1 assist. DJ Wagner, 16 points, 5 turnovers, 5 assists, 2 steals, 2 rebounds. Yeah, he's dead even on the assist-to-turnover ratio. Not a great night for him from that standpoint, from the point guard standpoint. But 16 points, you like. He was productive. He wasn't as, they were settling for some open shots, and he was one of them where the lanes are opening up for you because Texas is terrified of what your bigs are doing, shooting the outside. You're stretching the floor out. They're playing that tight man-to-man defense. I thought they had lanes to just run through, and they wouldn't do it. And then when they did, they struggled to finish at the rim. So what did Arkansas do on their layups? It felt like a lot, and it is a lot. 9 of 17 on layups. That's guys. This is headache stuff. These are the kind of numbers that give you headaches. 9 of 17. Now they did have 32 points in the paint, 11 points off turnovers, just 4 second chance points. I mean, I get it. A win is a win is a win. I understand that, but oh, God, this kind of felt like an ugly win, but you're still excited. You swept Texas, right? You avoided getting swept by Missouri. You got that win over Kentucky. Like this, honestly, you won on a big stage against Michigan on a neutral floor. You got to celebrate this stuff. Can't look at it always as glass half empty. But I'm always thinking forward, like, in the tournament, this kind of stuff. You're going to play someone probably better than Texas. We know you are. If you are the 11 seed, you're going to play the 6 seed. Yeah, whoever that is, they're going to be better than Texas. These kind of numbers don't win you very many games. I'll just say that. Now, the 3-point shooting will, the overall floor percentage will, but, again, the 7-man rotation, which hopefully they get their 8th back. But these numbers, just looking at it here, just 6 offensive boards, just 7 fast break points, 9 of 17 on layups. It's not great. It's not great. Now, I will tell you what I did like. They are +5 in the assist-to-turnover ratio, okay? 17 assists to 12 turnovers. I like that. They had a couple of blocks. They are one of the better shot-blocking teams in the country. They alter, thanks to Adu lately, Big Z, and even Brazil, a little bit this year. Very good at altering shots. Not easy to charge the lane against Arkansas and get easy buckets often, although – it felt kind of easy for Texas, even though they had to put a little razzle-dazzle on some of their layups. What did they do, by the way, on layups? They were worse. 11 of 24. Good Lord. And they were also 50% on dunks, 3 of 6. But they did end up with 8 second chance points, which isn't great, but still all right. 38 points in the paint for Texas, 10 bench points. And 11 of 24 on layups. That's awful. I mean, that's not good. It's probably why they lost tonight. That and Arkansas get to the free throw line. But you love it, man. You love a good dub, right? It was a great dub. Make sure you take the poll. Who deserves the gold chain? My God, let's just do it. You know what? I agree with you guys. I'm giving it to Brazile. Brazile gets the gold chain. I just was so – don't pull my hair. Don't pull my hair. Brazile – he starts you off. He's 6 points, back-to-back. Well, not back-to-back. Was it back-to-back threes? I know he hit the first 2 threes for Arkansas. But, on both ends of the floor, I thought he played really well most of the game. He was such a big factor in the first half. Boy, that nice cleanup dunk was a thing of beauty. But congrats. I'm giving it to Brazile because I thought he deserved it, man. I mean, he played his ass off tonight. We can sit here and talk about stats and all this. At the end of the day, this dude played 40 minutes. 40 minutes tonight from Brazile. According to the stat sheet here, and I didn't think it was that many. I was thinking 35. 40 minutes tonight. And just 1 turnover. Yeah, you would love a little bit more production. You'd love to see him have gotten a double-double. And it is a toss-up in the back of my head, between him and Big Z. 3 turnovers is probably what's going to edge him out a little bit there. But what a game and effort. And for the most part, I mean, my God, maybe that's why he let homeboy just blow right by him in overtime. I mean, that man was tired. 40 freaking minutes. That's incredible. Yeah, Lil Joker says, I'll give it to TB. I'll give TB his props. Okay, there you go. What's up, Marquise Visuals? How you doing, man? Agree, Ty, Brazil. I think so. It's overwhelming, by the way. You guys are 41%. 41% of you say it's Brazil. Wow. I really didn't think that. Perry, why is Big Boy bishing about, Perry? Yeah, man. I don't know. Turn your hearing aid up, bro. Turn it up, Perry. Ty Nelly is who put this game in the win column. Without his foul shooting late in the game, we do not win. Fair enough. Fair enough. I mean, I would say that Nelly gets certainly gets the consideration. He was 7 of 8 at the free throw line, 14 points. He was 3 of 9 shooting. No turnovers tonight, which is a bit of a shocker. He did get into some foul trouble. I thought defensively he played great. Yeah, Nelly's a fair call. I'm not going to argue. Like I said, though, we could talk about the stats. We could talk about, Nelly at the free throw line, and you're not wrong. But I would argue that Brazil's hot start and the way he played defensively through most of that game, not all of it, it allowed Arkansas to at least hang on to the lead that they had. He didn't take a lot of garbage shots. I thought he was good. This is the best game of the year for him, and he deserves a gold chain. I'm just going to put it out there like that. Yeah, I don't have a problem with Nelly in that conversation, but I'm still giving it to Brazil. Absolutely, I'm giving it to Brazil. Tercer with the $2 super chat. Cal deserves credit too. Impressive inbounds play. Yeah, as always, right, Tercer? As always. That's just who they are. Why y'all yelling in here? TB almost deserves it because it was above and beyond for him. Exactly. Steven 1383 gets it. He deserves it. The minutes he got today, and it's not as if this guy doesn't play hard when he's on the floor. He always does. He always plays hard on the floor. And you could say that about a number of guys, right? It's not. I don't see like Nelly defensively. We don't talk enough about how great he is defensively. When he struggles on offense, okay, it's one thing, but sometimes you think he's just being kept in because of how he is. It's like white on rice with him. He is fantastic on ball defense. It is just great. TB needs to go to the school of Kevin Garnett, learn everything. Oh, well, okay. But anyways, Camo, he did play well tonight, though. Whole team gets the gold chain tonight. You're also not wrong there. When you're that short, when you're down to 7 guys, like you want to give it to everybody. The effort, they were dead tired in the final minutes of this game. It's another reason why Texas was able to pile away and run that same damn play like 6 possessions in a row, like Arkansas was checking out, only to then find it deep down and have some great great play in overtime. Kind of lucked out a little bit too, no doubt. There's definitely some. Yeah. No, TB just needed more minutes. Cal take him out every time he messes up. Let TB play. Yeah, you're not wrong. He does typically have a short leash. I agree with that. He really does. Oh, boy. It's Edward Wilmoth. Suck up. You suck up. Edward, who you talking to, bro? Ty, I will take winning ugly. Winning is winning. Yeah, for sure. The team has really come on. We did miss Thero tremendously. Yeah, Arkansas, I'll say it again. I'll say it for anyone who missed me say it earlier in this show. This doesn't go to overtime if Adu Thero plays. His defense, his ability to dribble drive, he's okay at absorbing contact to get into the free throw line. But his shot-making ability around the rim, he could kind of do a little bit of everything. And that's what's – now, he's not an elite outside shooter. I mean, we know that. Yeah, I don't know, man. Coach gets gold chain, says John, 1977. Coached a hell of a game. I really think, considering what he had available, I agree. I mean, he did. I don't know that you could really – I don't know that you would miss on a number of players if you want to talk about, well, he did this on this particular possession, or he did this at the free throw line in crunch time. He did this getting to the free throw line. He did this shooting the threes. He did this with his defense. We can go, like I said, we could give the whole damn team the gold chain for sure. That's not wrong, but I want Brazil to have his damn moment. All right. It don't go to overtime if DJ make a damn free throw. Yeah, it's crazy because their free throw shooting to start this thing off was really good. It was really solid. Tercer87 says Thero, Knox, and Richmond are all athletic as hell. Springs for legs. Yeah. Billy's going to be a dog next year. Him and Knox will be tough. Oh, my God. Dude, this class they're bringing in. Oh, my goodness. Malik, are you guys watching what he's doing in the OTE? I just posted a YouTube short like this morning. Go watch it. This dude is unreal. He is unreal. They are going to be, oh my God, the talent next year. But it's like, when does he not have talent? It's about putting together a team with chemistry and, my God, more depth. Please. You got to go with let's up those numbers, right? Let's get those numbers up. I feel like the crowd should cheer those free throws from DJ at the end. Unwritten says no, but maybe eases the pressure with cheers. I don't know. I mean, maybe. So annoyed that this playing time isn't switched. Wagner, 39 minutes. Oh, yeah. I see what you're saying. Uh-huh. Mello says OTE is just highlights. Oh, you're not wrong. The defense just makes me, oh my God, I go crazy watching them play defense. But he's still going off. I mean, he's making everything. I mean, he's shooting damn near from the half court. I mean, he's got it all. I really do wish they'd play better defense. They got bloodied up though. If you're watching those OTEs, Mello, go watch them. They're getting bloodied up. They're playing pretty physical. But watch him play. He's not afraid to dish underneath. He's not afraid of the kick out. He's going to take open looks. He's making everything. He's playing out of his mind. 36 points? 33 points yesterday? I mean, shot 60% outside. Or just watch his, the other film that's out there on him when teams are trying to play defense. He's tough. I'll watch. He's a baller. But OTE, not it. Whatever. I'm going to take it. I don't care. I'm going to take it. I love what he shows, and I've loved what I've seen before OTE. Ty, what did you think about Adu being on the floor with 15 seconds? I don't know. I mean, I'm glad he made his shots. Like, that's the guy you're going to foul on the floor. That's the guy, if you're Texas, that's who you're going to foul on the floor. I don't have a problem with it. I mean, he made his shots. I'd have to go back and rewatch it. It never fails. The final seconds of a game or the final minutes of a game, I'm trying to watch the game and also set up the live show. So I don't know. I may have missed something in the last little bit, but I had the game up. I had it on my screen here, and I had it on the TV or on the computer. And I'm trying to watch. I'm trying to pick up on what's happening. But I mean, I didn't have a problem with it. Is it something you would normally do? No, because again, you're down to what you have. You just don't have enough, right? You've got to do Thero, who's not available. You're already down. So you're down two guys. It is what it is. I'm glad he made his shots, though. I mean, I'll say that. You just a fake 4-star. I don't know what you're talking about. BBR Service says, this is David Atkinson. What's up, man? How you doing? We beat Texas. They swept Texas, David. Isn't it wonderful? Isn't it wonderful? Adu making both free throws with his free throw percentage. Yeah, exactly. I mean, you're not wrong. You're not wrong. It's gold chain worthy. Like I said, we could give everyone the damn chain tonight, and you're not wrong. Like, that dude is a horrible free throw shooter. And he came through. I mean, it's like they took everything tonight, and that's what's going to happen when you have 7 guys. Oh, feels good. Feels good. Malik was trash talking a kid who bragged about being a 4-star. Oh, that's right. He did. Yeah. That was earlier in the year. I remember that. Yeah. Bro, I like a little shit talk. I don't know what to tell you. It doesn't bother me. Don't get physical. Don't get stupid with it. I don't mind a little shit talk, man. Hey, make sure you guys like, share, subscribe. I do appreciate everyone for being here. Shout out to the sponsors, of course. Yeah. I know, Keith. It took me a minute. You're right. Malik has confidence you can't coach. Almost impossible to shake that guy. He's really good. And they keep talking about his defense too. And he's a leader on the floor, which is something I like. He's a leader on the floor. Listen to what he says in that. Go listen to that YouTube short that I posted. Go listen to it. Just click on shorts. Click on Tusk Talk and then go to shorts. Listen to him at the end there when he's talking. Just listen to him talk, bro. He's got all the confidence in the world. I can't wait to see him in a Hog jersey next year. It's going to be great. Adu making both free throws. Oh, I already read that. Yeah. That's how Texas plays. They keep it close, then they steal it at the end, says James. Yeah, they haven't played. It's not been their best basketball lately. They are, what are they, 1 in their last 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. They're 1 in their last 6. I mean, they really could be playing themselves out of the tournament. They got Georgia, Mississippi State, and Oklahoma left. Oklahoma's playing a little bit better brand of ball lately. They got Mississippi State at Mississippi State, and they got Georgia at home. And I'm telling you, I don't know that I put them in. Even if, let's say, they beat Georgia, but they lose those last 2, I don't know that I put them in. I mean, I know there's this, this love fest for the SEC, and rightfully so. I don't know. I mean, they played great tonight. Trey Johnson is him, but they're a one-trick pony. They're just, if I'm the selection committee, I'm just like, I don't know, but they'll probably get in. I bet they end up going 2-1. Hell, they could win out. Maybe they'll use tonight to, hey, we went on the road inside Bud Walton Arena and could have taken that game. Maybe they'll use it and build off of it and go 3-0. But there's also 0-3 is also, it's at their dinner table right now. We always talk about what's at the table for the Razorbacks. 0-3 is on the it's at their table, and it's pretty damn close. I mean, Georgia's not like world beaters. We get it. I mean, they're 17-11. They did just beat Florida though. At home, they just beat Florida by 5, 88-83 this week. So, yeah. Vandy picked up a great quad 1 win. Yeah, they sure did. That's going to be a tough one. Going to Vanderbilt, guys, that's I just and it's not a loss if they lose. We always have to preference. We have to say if, right? That's not a loss that's going to kill you. But it's pretty important. These last 3, I mean, you'd love to split these 2 on the road and then beat Mississippi State at home, right? And that's what I think everyone expects Arkansas to do, and that would make you 3 of your last 4. Woo Pig says this Vandy game is going to be huge. It could be. It could be if you don't take care of business against South Carolina. I told you guys I'm at 3-1 on these Final 4. Vandy's that loss. Now, if you lose to South Carolina and then you lose out from then on, listen, losing out is also, it's at Arkansas's table. You remember we said it wasn't because I thought, going into this Texas game, Arkansas was going to take care of business. They're not going to lose out. I was right. Okay. You guys who agreed with me and said as much in chat, you were right. But now you've got these next 3 games are all 3 going to be tough. Even South Carolina, as bad as they are. Yeah. They look at their home, like how many teams it takes, like the final 2, 3. I've watched them play at home this year. They've got some players, man, and they got guys that just play really damn good at home. They just struggle finishing off games, kind of similar to Arkansas. And they're 1-14, but they are not who their record says they are. They're 11-17. Okay, whatever. At home, you better spot them like 15 points. It's going to be tough. But I like them in that game. I'll just go ahead and say it. I do like them against South Carolina. But Vanderbilt, I'm just not in love with that matchup. They're good at home. They're damn good at home. I know history, it's different, especially, what you even do last year, how much of that matters this year, right? But Arkansas doesn't have great history in going inside that place. Like, they have lost some games there. I don't know what their record is. I'm sure they have a winning record there because Vandy's been shit at basketball forever, but I shouldn't say forever, but still, like, they have struggled to win these games. Even in years when they're predicted to win, they have struggled to win those games inside at Vandy in Nashville. I will tell you guys, that Vandy game, I may not have a post game. It's just too late. It's a midweek game. Boys, I got to get up in the morning. Like, I cannot do – like, tonight I'm really pushing it. Like, I really should have stopped this live like 20 minutes ago, but I'm still going. I'm going to be real with you. I'm like the adrenaline's still kind of running because of how that game went in overtime. But I don't know that I'm doing a post game for Vanderbilt or not. I'm thinking it might be a coin flip. If Arkansas wins, then I'll probably do it. If they lose, I probably won't. I don't know yet. If that were Saturday night, yeah, I would do it. But the fact that it's a midweek game, 9 p.m. is just too late, fellas. It's too late. Or if we did a post game, it might be like 10 minutes. Like, hey, all right, we lost. Hang it up, I don't like Vandy's court either, David. I'm with you. My goodness, to think back a few weeks when 0-18 was at the table. Now we could taste the big dance. What a season so far. Yeah. Right? Yeah. You got to be feeling pretty good, man. You're 6-9. Giggity. 6-9, 17-11. And we've said all along, get to 7, you're likely in. And I think that's still true. The net's going to do a little bit of moving here in the final couple of weeks. I don't know if it's going to be enough to change anything dramatically, which I doubt it, I was always led to believe for years that the selection committee kind of had their mind made up before the conference tournaments. I guess we'll find out. Maybe if you do split them, maybe you can get you 1 or 2 in the tournament just to secure your spot, right? But I think as long as you win one more, no matter who it's against, I feel like they're in. I don't know. Maybe you guys disagree. Yeah, hit the like button. Make sure you subscribe. I appreciate, again, all you guys being here. Please consider joining Patreon. That's how this channel stays afloat. I'm not going to lie to you. I know I say that a lot. And some of you guys, it's kind of, I get it, man. I mean, everyone's, telling you about their sponsors and their Patreon and everything, but we actually have a blast with it. I mean, we're doing giveaways. We're giving away freaking packs of Arkansas player cards. We give away autographed cards. I mean, we're doing all sorts of stuff. We have fun with XP and stuff in Discord, which, by the way, new cycle starts next week. That's a big deal. New cycle starts next week, and we give away prizes for people who finish near the top or at the top. Come be a part of it, man. Come join Discord. Check out Patreon. Come join Patreon. We have a lot of fun with it. We do have, since the weekend, we'll know on the 5th what Patreon looks like for the month of February, and then we'll do the card giveaway either on the 5th or the 6th. We'll do the giveaway, or it's usually sometime. It's within like 3 days of the 5th. That's when Patreon goes through. So come be a part of it. Come get in on the fun. So we also do. Yeah, I mean, there's going to be when we get camp going. Guess what? We're going to do exclusive content on Patreon first. That's going to be where the exclusive content goes. Talking about what we're hearing, what we're seeing, and what's going on, right? And there's the transfer portal Patreon chat killed it. I mean, it was fantastic. Everyone, no one was surprised in Patreon who committed out of the portal. Because why? Because they were Patreon supporters, and we'd been talking about these guys. We've been talking about the commitments. So, just saying, it's been pretty fun. You may not be all in on Razorback football right now, but the disease, it gets you. It gets you, man. When football's in the air, it just, you want to come be a part of it. So why not come be a part of it over on Tusk Talk with Ty Patreon? All right. That's going to do it. Again, I appreciate everyone. I will see you. God, what is today? Wednesday. I never know what my schedule looks like on Thursday or Friday. I don't typically stream. There might be another YouTube short out, maybe. More than likely on a live show, I'll see you on Saturday, but make sure you hit the subscribe button, hit the notification bell. That way you know when I go live, hopefully. I mean, I know YouTube, they don't like pushing my content very much anymore these days, but make sure you hit the notification bell. That way you got a better shot of at least getting a notification when I go live. All right? Okay. Again, shout out to BroThrow, peer-to-peer sports betting. Use promo code TUSK, all caps. Get in on some sports betting. Again, that's peer-to-peer. It's the best. Locally operated, locally owned. Again, that's BroThrow. You can only get in, by the way, if you use a promo code. You can't just pull up the website. You got to use a promo code. And, of course, direct service overhead, the Garage Door Company. We're going to put an end to the poll. What did it come out to look like? 43% of you guys agreed it should be Brazil. There you go. All right. Okay. That's it. I'll see you guys at some point. Maybe I'll sneak a show in between now and Saturday, but doubtful. So I will more than likely see you on Saturday. You guys take care and enjoy the rest of your week. Great win for Arkansas. Let's go. You're staying on the right side of the bubble. Take care of business on Saturday. Let's go.